So good morning, Travels with Dottie here, and it is the 19th of June, 2025, and I'm here in beautiful Eagle Nest. And I'm going to turn the camera around because I think you'd rather look at the lake. I'm parked by my trailer, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to do today and where we're going to go and all of the fun we're going to have. So let's turn this around so you can see something beautiful. There we go. That's Eagle Nest Lake, and straight across is the state park. So we're going to go to Red River, and beyond that to Questa. We're going to do laundry. I'm going to show you a German grocery store in Red River, and we're going to have a beautiful drive, and we're going to peak out at over 9,000 feet in elevation. Um, Questa is under an hour from here. Red River is really less than that. Red River is probably about 20 minutes or so, but we'll see. Well, I'll mark the times and let you know. But this is all in the area close to Eagle Nest. And, there are other areas, other towns here that contribute to making Eagle Nest a special place. But first, our first stop is going to be a ghost town. It's right near, it's only about 5 minutes from here. It's called Elizabethtown. And I'm going to, so you appreciate it, because there's not much to really see. There's not much left there, but there's lots of rich history. Elizabethtown began in 1866 when miners began placing mining and founded hard rock mines like Mystic Copper Mine. It was New Mexico's first incorporated town. The town was founded by Captain William H. Moore, the commander of Fort Union, New Mexico, that is just north of Las Vegas, New Mexico. It was named after his daughter, Elizabeth Catherine Moore. Nicknamed E-Town, the town rapidly grew from 1867 to 1869 during a regional gold rush. At the height of its prosperity in 1869, Elizabethtown possibly had between 5,000 and 9,000 residents, making it the most populous place in all of New Mexico at the time. It was designated the first seat of the newly formed Colfax County, but by 1872, the population had dwindled to about 100 residents as the gold rush subsided and the mines dwindled. Consequently, the county seat was moved to Cimarron. Now I believe the county seat is Raton, but I'm not sure. I'll check that out later. The town was somewhat revived when the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad passed nearby in the early 1890s, making mining feasible once again. The village was also part of the Colfax County War. However, fire in 1903 destroyed the majority of the wooden town. As the mines declined, the population dwindled, and by 1917, few called the town home. Today, Elizabethtown consists of a small collection of ranch homes built atop the once bustling city. Many of these homes are informal houses built over time with available materials. The only remnant in the original town is the stone wall of the boarding house. We will see that. That is the one thing you can definitely see. Additionally, there's a large cemetery atop the hill containing graves belonging to various individual, primarily Hispanic. A note, serial killer Charles Kennedy lived between Elizabethtown and Taos, luring weary travelers to dine and stay with him in his cabin. He may have killed 14 or more people. Kennedy was killed by a group of angry vigilantes led by notorious Clay Allison. So as the crow flies, Elizabethtown and Taos are pretty close, but there's a mountain. You'll see there's a mountain in between, but that's where Charles Kennedy lived. Anyway, we're going to be on our way, and I'm going to turn the camera on as we make our way north from Eagle Nest to Red River. All right, I don't think I can do any drive where I don't include the village here in Eagle Nest, but the turn I was talking about to head up to Red River is right up here. It's right where the Valero in the post office is, but it's such a beautiful little village that I can't resist. I must show
In
you.
1,000 feet, turn right onto New Mexico 38 West.
So, well, I guess it's going to go west, right? Not north. New Mexico 38 West towards Red River and Questa. We're going to turn right here. And there's a little sign there that says
Turn right onto New Mexico 38 West.
Red River Ski Area. So there's the ski area in Red River, and there's one in Angel Nest, and there's one pretty far away in comparison in Taos.
Continue on New Mexico 38 West for 5 miles.
And 5 miles is where we're going to find Elizabethtown.
It's an Aero style, but it's a Euro style, sitting in coach.
And that is Adam the Woo that jumped in there, because I have the problem with, I've listened to like a podcast or something on my radio head, and I pause it, and it automatically starts replaying after a little while, whether it's the jostling around or there's a setting that makes it go off pause. I have no idea. But we'll probably hear from Adam again. And Adam the Woo he's an interesting character. The Daily Woo is the name of the channel, and he's very famous. He's got a very big channel. He's been doing it for a long time. He has his roots right now are in he has a house outside Orlando in Celebration, Florida, which used to be it was a town originally completely created and construction by Disney, and it's since not associated with Disney anymore. But it's a beautiful little place. It has like a golf cart like thing where he drives around the town there, and those are my favorite videos where he does that. But he travels full time, and I'm looking at my map. I still got 4 miles to go. But he's just such a warm, personable guy. I could listen to him go on and on. So that's whose voice that was, and you'll probably hear him again. So I highly recommend his channel. This year he's doing some international travel where he's today's video I'm listening to. He's in Amsterdam. He was in London yesterday. So every month he does a different country. In years past, he's just been in the United States, but he also does stuff in the United States and local stuff in Florida. But it's his personality that is so intriguing to me. And he seems like such a gregarious, open guy, but I'm not breaking any confidences. I don't know the guy, but he talks about this openly. He has pretty severe, it sounds like, social anxiety. And he said, you'd never know it by listening to my videos, but when I get around more than one person, it creates a problem for him. He said people, of course, approach him all the time because he's got so many millions and millions of views. And he says people saying hi, introducing themselves, he's fine with that. He says anything that comes after that is very awkward and uncomfortable for me. And he says even with people he knows, he's not all that comfortable with groups of people. He's most comfortable like in a one-on-one situation. So you'll see quite a few videos where he does something with another person, just one other person. And it's only about 2 miles up here on the left. And amazingly, in the history, I hope you caught what I said, Elizabethtown was the biggest town in the entire, I guess it wasn't the state, it was not the state of New Mexico at the time. I think it was the New Mexico Territory, if I'm not mistaken. And I could say almost anything on these videos because I know I have loyal viewers that know stuff, and they'll get in there and correct it. They know I'm welcome when I have factual information and correct it. and a half to go, but it's pretty here. And let me tell you, after we finish looking at Elizabethtown, we'll keep going on this road, and it'll get even more and more spectacular. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the little button on the Garmin that gives me the elevation. Right now we're at 84.52. And yes, Dottie is with me. Dottie's riding shotgun. So if you're coming with me, you're going to have to share that shotgun seat with Dottie. She's pretty amenable. No George. And trust me, I would bring George with me if George had any desire whatsoever to be in a moving vehicle, which he does not. Someone said, looks like George needs a brush. And I'm like, if you knew what a battle it was to brush George, you would understand why I don't brush George regularly. And it's gotten so bad where he's a long hair kitty, and matting can become a real problem. And I've had to shave him a couple of times just to get rid of the matting. It could not be brushed out. It had to be shaved. And I found a really great shaver to do that. And I swear, George, when I do it, almost purrs. There's no resistance, no discomfort. All right, half a mile. You got to look for this. It's like a dirt road, if I remember right. I've been here at least twice. And I'm thinking there's
In a quarter mile, turn left.
And I'm thinking there's something on the right that I used to mark the entrance. Maybe it's these signs up here on the right. There's a nice new house
Turn
there.
left onto Elizabethtown Overlook.
And you know what? Guess what, guys? It's gated.
14, seat 51.
It's
standing in coach 8 and 9.
Oh no, it's not gated. I thought I saw a closed gate. It's an open gate. So there's no trespassing.
In 800 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
All right. So we can shut that off because I know where I'm going here. And yeah, we're going, it looks like private property, but it's not. There are certain places that are signed, and those are people's driveways. But it's down here a little bit. Now, I will warn you that you're going to see a bunch of ghost town looking buildings. And I hate to disappoint you, but they are not genuine. They are the story I heard is that someone at some point wanted to do like some sort of attraction here, and they built those. So these are wooden structures, but you can see straight ahead, and we're going to drive up to it, the boarding house hotel that there's still stones there. Marking what's left of the walls. And it is private property. I see there are horses there and somebody's car there. I mean, I don't think, I don't see the no trespassing signs anymore, but you see the horses. So I know it looks like original. It's not. It's nonetheless kind of interesting. Now, I don't know whether a guy has set up a museum there or not. I don't know. But here to the right, as we get up beyond this, is the stone structure. That is all that's really left other than the cemetery. And I'm not quite sure where the cemetery is, but this is the bones that are left of that and in the Wikipedia it called it a boarding house. I've heard it referred to as a hotel. And I'd get out and take you up there. There's nothing really to see, and it's a little treacherous as I remember it. Now, they talked about a cemetery being at the top of a hill, and I wonder if it's up here somewhere. There's an old car you might have seen on the left there, just rusting away in the field. Now, there's an old church up here, but don't be fooled by that either. That's not an original relic from now, this is private property, so we're going to turn around here. So this is not where the Gotta be real careful turning around here, because if I go too far, it's kind of a cliff. So we will be super careful. Here's Adam again. It's really hard for me to see how close to the edge I am, even with the backup camera, so I'm being very cautious. And I made it. So, for all I know, the grave sites could be not accessible. I don't know exactly where they are. I couldn't find any reference to it online. But you can see the car there in the field just rusting away. So there's a guy there, there's a truck there. He's got like chairs set out in front of it's marked museum. So I'm wondering if he's trying to open some kind of attraction here. And again, these buildings on the left and right, they look like relics, and they are relics from a time gone by, but not the original Elizabethtown. And so he's sitting on the porch in there, a couple of guys. I don't know exactly what's going on, but there's no sign that says come on in or welcome or advertising. So I don't know. Maybe he just owns the property and they're hanging out. We don't know. Well, I see there's a little creek running alongside the road here. I just noticed the first time. In Elizabethtown, it's a place now. It's considered an unincorporated area, and I'm sure these folks in these houses that you see consider themselves residents of Elizabethtown. Another truck there on the left we passed, sort of rusting away. Boy, I really did think when I drove up here that the gate was closed and you couldn't go in here anymore. But and now I remember thinking exactly the same thing the first time I came here. I just forgot about it. There is a gate, but the gate is open, and I'm pretty sure it's a public road. To me, the most fascinating thing there are two fascinating things about Elizabethtown. One, that it was once the biggest population, like, what did it say? Like thousands of people lived there. It's just hard to fathom driving through there. And all the wooden structures were destroyed in the fire. So all remnants of the town are gone, other than those stone walls in the cemetery. And the other thing is the whole story about that serial killer that killed at least 14 people, and that like a vigilante group went out after him and found him and killed him. What a story. All right, here we are. So the next stop will be Red River. Let's see if Siri can help us out here. Hey, Siri, how far am I from Red River, New Mexico?
I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again later.
I barely have a connection. Yeah, I barely have a cell connection. Let me try one more time. Hey, Siri, try again.
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
Hey, Siri, how far away is Red River? Hey, Siri, how far away is Red River?
It looks like Red River, New Mexico, is about 11 miles away by car.
Thank you, Siri.
No problem.
People complain about well, I won't say the word SIRI quite a bit, but I kind of like her. She's okay. He's not the best one out there, but I'm satisfied. So it's 11 miles from here, and what we did about 3 miles from town. So Red River is about 14 miles from Eagle Nest. And what we're going to witness here is a slow climb in elevation. Now we're going to pass a place, and I hope I see the sign so I can tell you, but it's a place that people go for these amazing steak, like cowboy steak dinners. And I've never been there, but I've had friends been there, and they say this year the price is $67 per person. Last year, I'm pretty sure it was $50 a person. Even that I thought was pretty high. I think it's just a dinner and a show, and I think it's outdoors. But we'll pass it up here on the mountain. I hope I recognize it, so I see a sign and I can point it out to you. I had to center that picture a little for you. So far I've put on a polarizing lens, for the bright sun, and I have eliminated, I think, most of the reflections that were reflecting off the windshield. Right? I didn't clean the windshield, so let's do that. Give her some, at least the outside, clean it up a little bit. Ooh, that's a big Class A. Pulling a Jeep. And if I had a big Class A like that, I'd have to pull something like a Jeep, because definitely don't want to be camping somewhere and have to drive that big beast into town, or do things like this and have to drive that thing. Not a chance. But it makes it, on travel days, pretty cumbersome. But if you look at my current lifestyle, I don't have that many travel days, right? Since I left Quartzsite, I think it was 2.5 days to get to where am in New Mexico now. And then it was 1 day to get here. So since April, I've had 3.5 travel days. And I'll have 4.5 when I go back down to Artesia, and another 2 to get to Quartzsite. So I'll have a total of 6.5 travel days for the year. So I think I mentioned the plan is I'm going to stop in Red River at just one place. We'll be back to Red River again. Don't worry. It's a charming place. And we're going to go through the Der Market, D-E-R Market. I assume it's German, but they have amazing chicken. So I'll probably buy some fried chicken. They have really good fried chicken. But that's all I'll get there. I don't really need groceries. But we'll get some chicken. And I'll share a little bit of that with the Dottie girl. Dottie, you know you have water there, right? There's water in there. If you want it. She's laying down, relaxed. She just loves being in this car. Now, where are we? We're at, well, I'll wait until I say something here because it's getting close to. I'll tell you when I go around this corner here, when I gain another 4 feet. We're at 9,000 feet here, 9,003, so 9,013. It's still climbing. So the big mountain peaks that you've been looking at since I've been here in the distance they're around, we're talking 12,000 feet, right around 12,000 feet. So we're getting up there. And you can see we're still climbing pretty aggressively. We're over 9,100 feet. Now the peak elevation, I forget what it is, but there's going to be a sign for it. And I think, you're going to get me in the comments, but I think it's called Rattlesnake Pass. I'm not sure. I know at least one viewer, my friend Jack, who knows this area like the back of his hand, will gladly step into the comments and give better information on what you're seeing and experiencing here with me. There's no place like this left anywhere in the Rockies that is affordable like this area is. And it's not going to be like this forever. It's going to get discovered. I think this is the sign up here. Bobcat Pass, Bobcat Pass, 9820. And we're in Taos County now. And this road is part of what they call the Enchanted Circle. Bobcat Pass, Cowboy Evenings. That's where it is, right there on the left. Bobcat Pass, Cowboy Evenings. So now we're going to go down in elevation. So we don't quite make it to 10,000, but pretty darn close, wasn't it? Just a couple hundred feet. So this, the Enchanted Circle are roads that go in a circle from Eagle Nest to Red River to Questa to Taos, and then back around to through Angel Fire, and you can close the loop coming up 64 back to where we turned on this road in Eagle Nest. So we're not going to be doing the whole circle today, but we're going to be doing a good, I'd say, half of it. And you've experienced really almost we're not going to quite make it to Taos, but Questa is pretty close. But you experienced the other half if you saw my Taos video the other day, because we went from Eagle Nest through the mountain pass into Taos, and that's the other part of the Enchanted Circle. I do notice in Red River, there's, like I mentioned, there's a ski mountain there, but obviously people aren't skiing in the summer, but the chairlift is open for sightseeing if you like that kind of stuff. But I noticed there's a lot more ATV, UTV, and horse activity in Red River. And it's a bit more crowded. There are a lot more people going through Red River than certainly that I've seen in either Angel Nest or Angel Fire or Eagle Nest. It's not as big as Taos, don't get me wrong there, but you'll see when we get down here into the valley. Despite us going down a lot here, you're going to see it's still a pretty high elevation. I noticed the other day there was only about 1,000-foot difference between Taos and Eagle Nest, but it was a 10-degree temperature difference. It was like 83 in Taos, and it was 73 in Eagle Nest at the same time. And you look up in the mountain peaks there, you see a bunch of snow. So you know those are probably more than 12,000 feet up there. We're still, all the down we've done, we're still at 9,200 feet. But pretty soon here around one of these corners, you'll see the Red River town laid out in the valley. I hope you're seeing this on a big screen TV. I can see the town on the left down there. You can't see it on camera yet. It's pretty spectacular, isn't it? Do not pass, it says. Well, you don't have to really tell me that. This would not be a place to pass. You know, I saw a little mini documentary where it claimed, and I think it's probably true, that a very large number of traffic fatalities are people trying to pass trucks. And the reason for them is the trucks, there's such bad visibility trying to go around them. That makes sense. So that causes me to be extra careful. There it is, laid out right in front of you down there. You see it? That's Red River. And I would say we're at 8,900 when we get down there. We'll be right around 8,000, probably pretty close to the same elevation as Eagle Nest. There's a very well-known, great restaurant here, Mexican restaurant, and please, in the comments, say what it is, because I can't remember the name of it. But it's very good, but make reservations. I went with some friends last year, and we had reservations, I think, for about 6:30, and there were people waiting in line, and they said, "Oh, we'll have a table," and they didn't have reservations. We'll have a table for you in like 90 minutes. So make reservations. And I think you can only call the day before, if I'm not mistaken. Again, correct me. I don't know if you can see all the horses that we went by on the left, but there's a big horse corral. And that's where the tourists go and rent horses and go on horseback rides. And I'm betting it's absolutely, they go to spectacular places by horseback. Library. All the times I've been here, I never noticed the library was there on the right. Looks like we got a little construction continuing from last year, because I remember construction from last year. Red River Candy Company on the left here. I've been through there and did a video on that. The dairy bar next to it. Both really great places to go. Texas Red Steakhouse. I've heard good things about, but I think it's expensive. I've never been there. That's on the right. In the Bullwoods Saloon. I've not been there. You can see most of these places for yourself. You can see it's quite a bit bigger than either Angel Nest or Angel Fire or Eagle Nest. Red River something. That's a great sign. Outfitters, Mountain Outfitters. Great sign. I think the brewery is just before we get to the supermarket, after the Lifts West Condominium Hotel on the left here, but it's down here. I think it's this brown building. If memory serves this 65-year-old, yep, it is Red River Brewing Company. Great food. Been there more than once. And then this is Dare Market Food Store. You can come in here. And I'm going to put on the around my neck camera and take you into Deer Market Food Store, and I'll leave this running because it's 70 out there and the sun's on Dottie. So let's leave that on, Dottie. What do you say? So we'll turn this off and we'll turn the other camera on. And here we are. Extra keys. I know I can open it with a remote, but when I have extra keys, it's also always nice to have that extra security in case I get stuck somewhere and that key thing doesn't work. And back here is where they have the chicken. Wow, check it out. Amazing. Can I get some chicken?
What you need?
Are those tenders there?
Yeah.
Can I get maybe 3 tenders and 2 breasts?
Two breasts and 3 tenders?
Yes. I'm still trying to figure out how Red River, New Mexico has the best fried chicken I've ever had. I'm still amazed every year.
Do you want any kind of sauce?
What do you have?
Oh, a little bit of everything. Everything. What
Um,
do you want? And I'll tell you what we don't have.
Um,
It's easier that way.
do you have like a creamy white kind of
We
sauce?
have a ranch and we have a honey mustard.
Honey mustard and ranch would be great.
One of each?
One of each. Thank you.
And thank you.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. I'm just want to walk. I don't need anything else. I just want to walk through and show you. It's not inexpensive, but it's well stocked. I like it. I think it's wonderful. I won't go down every aisle because this will turn into a 2-hour video if I do that. But I've always been impressed with how well stocked they are. And it's just it's a wonderful little place. They got wine and beer. And liquor. Okay, I'm gonna shut it off because I don't like getting people on the video that may not want to be filmed. I wanted to get this on camera because when's the last time you saw a whoopee cushion anywhere for sale? I really wish I could record everything because I had a real pleasant interaction with a lady in line and the cashier. But if you don't think in advance to ask, for permission, you can't get those spontaneous moments. So I'm going to turn this off and turn this on. Take this one off, put this one on here. All right. So I guess I should repeat what I just said because I don't know whether the other microphone was on or not, but I have to swap out cameras and microphones. And you know what? It's not lunchtime. It just isn't, Dottie. But you know what? I got a little honey mustard sauce. And if you don't judge me for grabbing one of these chicken tenders, oh, maybe half a chicken tender. Look at that. Oh my God, it's so good. And here is little honey mustard sauce. That is so good. Yes, when I get down to the end of this, Dottie will get some chicken. But I don't think Dottie likes honey mustard sauce, do you, Dottie? So this is for Dottie. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the cooler. Not that this needs to be kept cool, but it might help keep it a little warm for a little while. Because when we get to Questa, and I'm going to put in Questa laundromat. And it's the Washomat in Questa. And it is 19 minutes away. We're going to start.
Head northwest toward East River Street, then turn
13
right onto
miles.
East River Street.
That's not bad, huh? Let's turn this around, right? So you can see the stuff you want to see, not my 65-year-old face. Looking at the backup camera here. There's a guy pulling in, but he stopped and he's waiting for me because he wants that. I got a spot right out front, and that's what he wants.
Continue on New Mexico 38
So-
West for 12 miles.
So it's 12 miles. So Red River Brewing Company, they have indoor and outdoor seating. It's
Head
really,
southeast
really,
on West Main Street toward Bunker Hill Trail.
oh, hush a minute. Okay, we're going to pull out here, and we'll see the rest of downtown. Downtown's going to disappear pretty fast here, but it's still going to be still an interesting
Head northeast
drive.
on Bunker Hill Trail toward West High Street, then turn left.
Yeah.
Head northwest on New Mexico 38 West, West Main Street toward Pioneer Road. Continue on New Mexico 38 West for 12 miles.
There we go. Now, I'm going to suppose there must be some affordable housing here because they need a lot of staffing for all these restaurants we saw, and definitely for the ski resort. So I saw a couple signs for apartment buildings. So, and I'm seeing, like, to the left here, a lot of residential, smaller houses. Apartment buildings. I see a couple of apartment buildings on the left there. So, and here we are. So it's 12 miles to the turn and 11 miles, or another mile to the final destination. The laundromat. I'm going to do my laundry. There are no laundry places anywhere in Eagle Nest. The closest one is Angel Fire, and I like it, but this seemed like it'd be more fun today to go all the way to Questa. Still, I see more and more apartment buildings on the left here, so I don't know how affordable they are, but I would think here's Woodlands on the River. You might check that out. I wonder what that looks like, an apartment building. I wonder what their apartments go for. "4K Art River Ranch, Camp and Cabins." It's right. The mountains are just right here in your face in Red River, though. I mean, they're kind of off in the distance a little bit in Eagle Nest, but it's right up here in your face here. Rio Grande del Norte National Monument, Wild River, 16.8 miles. And if you're looking for like free BLM camping, I think out near Questa, you might have some luck. Where we're headed right now. And this is called the National Forest Scenic Byway. It's always promising when the road you're driving on is called the Scenic Byway. And these people on bicycles that are not electric have my respect. They're going up a super hill, and I'm sure they're super healthy. And those were not youngsters we just passed at all. They're people my age. Curves may be icy during winter months. Glad they mentioned that. Only during winter. Campground to the left here. I don't know what kind of campground, but there are a lot of people there. Maybe an RV park. I didn't see the entrance. Carson National Forest. I bet it's a National Forest campground. Oh, yeah, and we're coming up on another one here called Elephant Rock Campground. So they're National Forest campgrounds. Now, they're not going to be free, but they're going to be reasonable, I would think. And I'm assuming that if you have a senior pass, it'll be half price. Elephant Rock there on the right. You just passed that. So lots of camping along here, folks. And a quick little drive into that charming little town of Red River and the Dare Market. And I note there's no dollar store in Red River, but there is one in Questa. So I always try to be. I love these small local grocery stores. They're almost always very expensive, so you got to be smart. You don't have to be smart, but you can be smart, and you can. If you're in Taos, stock up with inexpensive Walmart stuff. And you go through Questa, stop at the dollar store and stock up on inexpensive stuff, and everything that you can't get at those two places. There's National Campground La Bobita. It looks rustic. Bobita. Huh. So then the stuff that you can't get in either one of those places or stuff that you need in the spur of the moment, go to places like Dare Market. It's a great adventure being in those local markets. They have my heart. So I wish I could remember the name of the town. I think it was Capitan. It was near Lincoln. There was a local market, and I was filming in there, and I told the guy at the register I was filming. And I filmed the inside of it, and I'm sitting out in my car, and a guy walks out, taps on my window, and I rolled down. He said, "I'm the owner of the store." I thought, oh no, he's going to tell me he doesn't want a store film. No, he wanted me to come in and show me around, and he took me back with his wife into his office. it was his father's store, and it's been in his 2 generations, and we ended up having like an hour-long interview, and it was really cool. I can't think of the name of the market. I've got to look through my videos. But it's definitely in New Mexico. And there's always for your quartzite folks, the Coyote Market and the Roadrunner Market. And that just makes me smile saying those 2 names. The Roadrunner and the Coyote. I love both those little markets. And there's a Family Dollar, a Dollar General, and a Dollar General Market in Quartzsite. So you can certainly save money on your staples that you can get there, and then all the things that you can't get. Like, I mean, Coyote Fresh Market has amazing meats, great meat department. Best meat for probably a couple 100 miles or more. So you can save your money at the dollar store. And if you really are serious about saving money, there are 2 discount warehouse grocery places in Quartzsite that you can really save money on if you don't mind buying some things where the best by date is passed. And there are certainly things that you can buy where the best by date is not going to make any difference to you. And so first, my frugal path in Quartzsite is first I go to the discount warehouse and I get the things there that I can get there. Then the next step is to go to the dollar store and get the things. Then whatever's left on my list, I alternate between Roadrunner and Coyote Fresh. So if you're interested, we're coming down in elevation. We're at 7,900 feet now. And we're going down fairly rapidly, and we have another 6.5 miles to go. And, 5 miles to go until we get into Questa, and another mile to go to get to the laundromat. There's people in this lifestyle that tell me they just can't stand doing laundry and going to the laundromat. I get as excited about the laundromat as I do about the grocery stores. It's a meeting place. It's a community meeting place. There are always people to talk to if you want to. If you don't want to talk to people, you can just keep to yourself. And I'll either talk to people that are in there, or I'll sit in my car and it used to be on my phone, I'd watch YouTube videos, but now I have the big screen on the radio head, and I'll sit and watch YouTube videos, or I'll edit videos, which probably what I'll be doing today. I just did a hour-long video with an interview with the fire chief in Eagle Nest Volunteer Fire Department. And I was asked by someone, hey, could you do an edited down short version of that? Because I'd like to share it with people, and I think local people would be very interested in that. So I said, okay, I'll do that. So I need to edit that down. And I certainly need to start editing the video that I'm doing now. And people, I say, I'm pretty prolific on YouTube, and people question me when I say I spend less than an hour a day on YouTube. Well, how's that possible? Well, here's the time. I don't count this time, right? Because I'm doing what I want to do. I want to go to Red River, and I want to go to Questa. I want to do laundry. So I don't count the time. All I'm doing is talking while I'm driving. What else would I be doing, right? So I don't count that as YouTube. I count the editing and the uploading as time spent. And the morning video, I do the positive news video. That's extra, but it's a 3-minute video, and the whole thing's over in 10 minutes. So the way I save time is if on a video like this, as soon as I get to the laundry and I put the laundry in, I'll start transferring files from the camera to my phone, and I'll start rendering and editing on my phone. And by the time I start heading back home, the video will be done. I do the editing, the thumbnail, any graphics that I happen to put in, which are few and far between, as you know. I do it all on my phone. And, you know, you can get these. I pay like the pro version of the editing program, so it's about $9 a month. But there's a free version that's perfectly fine to use. So if you have a phone, you've got a YouTube studio and an editing studio, and you could even the software where I make the thumbnails. There's a free version. So you too can have a YouTube channel. And like right now I'm using my fancy gadget phone, or not phone, but camera. But you can use the phone. You can use the phone as your camera. It's fine. You know, I don't upload stuff in like 4K or anything like that. It's 1080p, and probably I could do it. I could get less resolution. It would be fine. But I do 1080p, and most phones will absolutely do that. So you have a YouTube studio in your pocket right now. You have a Google account, like a Gmail account, or you're on YouTube watching videos. You have a YouTube account. It doesn't cost anything to start uploading videos. And how hard is this? What am I doing? I'm a regular guy driving down the road, having a good time, yapping away about anything that comes into his mind. People like that? Yeah, people like that. You can make money doing that? Yeah, you can make money doing that. You know, if you start researching what the trends are on YouTube, it is not the high production big YouTubers that have intros and music and stuff. It's guys like me that just talk and have authentic content, leaving mistakes in. It's like I don't edit out mistakes if I drop something or miss something or misspeak, because it's like I'm talking to a real guy. I'm listening to a real guy here. You know, there's certain videos, I will admit, they're long, and I think that I listen to them and I'm using the just way too many times, and it becomes a distraction. There's a program that I have, and yes, that I pay for, that I can put the audio through there, and it takes out all that junk. So sometimes you'll see me on a long video going, boy, that guy's speaking really well. Well, it's technology, not the guy. But I digress. People want genuine, authentic, and of the billion people or something that watch YouTube, there's a minuscule slice of the YouTube viewers that find my content interesting. Minuscule. It's just almost not measurable. But it's enough for me to do very well, because there's so many people out there and so many different tastes that if you hang in there long enough, people that like your stuff, they'll find you. You just got to hang in there long enough. And do you start making money right away? No. There's entry requirements, and it's like you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. We're 3 minutes away, by the way, from our destination. There's Cabresto Lake. I don't know much about that, but it's down that road there. So I think we're technically in Questa now. My friend Pup Camper 58, She sent me a text. I've got 400 some odd subscribers thanks to you. Yeah, because I mention her a lot because I think she could have a really successful YouTube channel. In her last video, she finally did what I was hoping she'd do. She put a camera on the dash and she went driving with Clover to go to PetSmart.
Turn left onto New Mexico 522 South, Main Street.
She did something that she's going to do anyway, and people are going to love that. They're going to love, Cheryl, they're going to love seeing you with your dog, Clover, and your adventures and what's going on and the errand that you're doing. Keep that up, and
At the light,
you'll be to 1,000 subscribers really quick. So Pup Camper 58, guys. That's her channel. All right. Dia is to the right and Taos to the left. So if you were doing the formal Enchanted Circle, you'd be making a left here. There's a little market, general merchandise, and I've never been in there. There's the Dollar General on the left, and it's about a mile to the laundromat that I've never been to, and I don't know what it looks like. So you're going to find out with me. There's the Dollar General. I'm going to stop there. I got to pick up some paper towels for the RV park. Let's see. I bet it's near this Phillips 66. No, it's almost still a mile up the road. There's a restaurant there, but it's closed. We're getting close now. 0.4 miles.
In a quarter mile, turn right.
It's hard to believe there's going to be a laundromat out here. But I have faith. I have faith. By the way, it's 7,300 feet in elevation.
Turn right, then your destination will be on the right.
Turn right here. I'll be darned. There it is.
Your destination is on the right.
So hopefully, I think maybe nobody will be in there. The car there, the lady's in there. So I'm going to turn this off. I'll turn on the other camera and we'll do the laundry and we'll come back out. Well, I didn't turn on the microphone, so I can't tell whether I'm actually being recorded or not. So forgive me while I turn on the mic. And it's on. And I just put in a load of laundry. As you saw, 38 minutes. And I think I'm going to end the video here. It's a nice long one, and he's had a very scenic drive. So I'm back in the car. I did have a little chat with that young lady that was next to me. She came in while I was in there. Nice lady. And I'm going to turn it around so I can say goodbye. And thanks for watching. And let's see if we can get Dottie on camera. Where are you, Dottie? Hey. The phone's in the way, Dottie. Sorry. And there's Dottie. You can barely see her. There, Dottie. There's my Dottie dog. On her bed, you can see she's got a nice bed so she can sleep. She can sit up and look out the window. She can even see out. She can just barely see out the front windshield, but she can definitely see out the side there. So that's pretty neat, isn't it? But I appreciate you watching my channel, and take care, and I will see you on the next one.